G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to take a look at how the latest EZA for the AGL Goku has him performing in the Extreme Super Battle Road Super Class stage. So we're running a Super Saiyan team. We're going to be running a, well, kind of like a cross, just a Super Saiyan team. We've got Goku here. He's going to be running in this rotation alongside Gogeta, and we're just going to get a good idea of how he performs. We've got a friend int Goku lead, or the new latest Super Saiyan LR Goku lead, and we're going to get a nice idea of how this Goku is going to be performing in terms of this stage. So obviously Superclass Esbr, probably one of the harder, or one of the hard bits of content in the game. Some in-game content here for sure. Superclass Esbr is quite tough, and Goku tanking really quite well. Obviously with an item, you don't necessarily tank straight up in Esbr without an item, but we will take a look at how Goku does and get a good glimpse at his performance. Based off of the review, obviously this is a 55% Goku, but Goku performs pretty comparatively to Frieza. Because Frieza is, so reliant on solely defense, Goku will probably handle super attacks in the hard content a lot better than Frieza does. Frieza, obviously, remember, has that heal that he gets each turn, but he doesn't have any other built-in defense. He doesn't have any evasion, he doesn't have damage reduction, so Goku in essence should have a much easier time handling super attacks. Of course, my Goku's only 55%, so he's not necessarily going to handle super attacks as well as my 100% Frieza did, but Goku will still do a really solid job. What that does mean is he's going to have a much, well, mine at least will have a much longer time getting to the normal attack threshold, because normal attacks aren't really so dependent on damage reduction. But overall, I think Goku's performance will be very good. It's going to be interesting to see how he performs. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of damage he does. Obviously, we've got a good glimpse of his defense so far. Tanking double digits from normal attacks with an item is pretty good. But we'll get a nice idea of how Goku does here. So we'll activate a Princess Snake, and then we'll get a good idea of how Goku tanks with just a Princess Snake active, and then we'll also get some turns where Goku just basically tanks on his own without any items. But this is a 55% Goku. We've got him linked up with Gogeta, so he's got some links activated as well, and overall just looking like super solid so far. We'll also see Goku tank a super attack here, so more than fine. Remember, there's only a Princess Snake active. He took 98, that's honestly fine. So 98k, really good. Goku hasn't supered yet, so he would take a lot less. But 98k from Frieza, 127k there as well. So tanked really well. Obviously has a Princess Snake active, but Princess Snake is not as much protection as a Icarus or as a Whis. So yeah, Goku doing a really solid job there. Really impressed so far. Really good with his defense, like really solid numbers. So it's a good showing from Goku there. In terms of his defense, obviously you're not gonna, or you shouldn't necessarily see the later stages of Goku's transformations. You shouldn't really see his God form or his blue form, and probably you won't see his Super Saiyan 3 form. You might just glimpse Super Saiyan 3 at the back end of some stages, but yeah, you're probably not going to see his Super Saiyan God and his Super Saiyan Blue forms. So really we're only interested in his first, second, and possibly his third turn tanking. Once we've taken a look at those, we'll have a good idea of how he's going to perform in general in SBR, because realistically no stage, unless you've got like a super defensively orientated team that you're just hoping to tank everything and eventually kill everything else, realistically that's as good as it's going to get. So, but I think so far Goku's done really well. As 55%, I think he's done a really solid job, so I'm quite impressed with Goku so far. Of course, we'll get a little bit more out of him. I think you don't need to see. The thing is, I think prolonging it just to see like Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan God or anything like that, I don't believe is necessary. The reason is just basically that it's not really something you're going to see. If you're seeing it, you're probably struggling in the SBR, to be honest with you. So there's no real point. In a long form event, sure, but here it's not really needed. You shouldn't be seeing it. Maybe SS3. So yeah, definitely not something that we're just going to force to happen. Of course, we activated 2 items. The reason we've activated 2 items is just so we can survive these 2 turns quite healthily. And then we want to see what Goku does with no items in terms of tanking. So far, damage has been really solid. Obviously, he's under 2 pretty good leads in terms of the Super Saiyan skill. He's had 3 to 4 links active as well, so he's been doing really solid in terms of damage. And yeah, just in general, doing well defensively. He's obviously at 55%, he's not necessarily the world's brick wall, but he's definitely really solid defensively. He doesn't take too long to get up and running. He doesn't need multiple turns. He can tank with an item, which is always important in ESBR, and he does around 2 million or so damage. But yeah, so overall, pretty damn good, I would say, especially at 55%. I think he's held his own. I think he's done really well. The EZA's definitely brought him up to modern game standards, definitely made him viable in most content, and yeah, he's just looking really solid. So yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with this guy at all. I think definitely he's someone that you should enjoy using, and yeah, overall I'm really chuffed with him. But yeah, that being said, obviously after this turn we are not going to have any items active, so we'll get a good look at how he tanks without an item. Obviously this will be from second turn, so it's about fair, I would say. I wouldn't say, I mean, barring first turn, it's not like he's super stacked or anything. We don't have any support on rotation or anything like that, so let's just get a good look at how much damage Goku does, or at least how much damage he takes. Hopefully he can get hit by a super attack or something, and we can get a good idea of what Goku will be like without items. Now, I don't always suggest using no items. I always suggest using items. If you're not a YouTuber, there's no point in doing a no item run. Maybe it's a glory thing, maybe it's something you care about, but ideally you just want to get stones, you want to finish the hard content. So use items if you have items. But let's say you're in a tight spot and you can't use items, here you go. So Goku took 32k from a type neutral normal. After supering he took 26k. And in terms of super attack he took 252. So I know it sounds weird to say, but honestly not that bad. That's honestly not bad at all. For a 55% unit, that's really good. I mean, you can look at my Rainbow into Gogeta, taking 70k there, and that should give you a good idea of how strong Goku is defensively. But that being said, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, leave a thought down in the comments on how you're finding the new Goku. Have you used him in ESBR yet? But that's it from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye.